Hi everyone, we're going to do some harder trig identities. These are considered hard because you really have to look at the end result and kind of force it that way. What I noticed first of all on this one is I'm definitely going to work on the left side, but I know that secant squared minus tan squared equals 1 from a Pythagorean identity. So that's what I'm going to write that as 1 plus tan of theta over secant theta. So that makes it a little easier, and now I'm going to go ahead and write this in terms of sine and cosine like we have been doing. Get your common denominator for the numerator. So that's going to be cosine of theta plus sine of theta. Just remember you're just kind of crossing up here over 1 over cosine of theta. Now what happens is you can cancel those out, and you're just left with this over 1, which is our desired result. So basically, it's pretty easy, except you needed to know your Pythagorean identity in this first part. Okay, the next one's a little more complicated. I think the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead. I have this secant and cosecant, which is 1 over, if I want to write this, 1 over cosine times 1 over sine, which is kind of what we already have here. So what I'm going to do on this one to kind of force the left side to look like the right is, instead of doing the common denominator stuff, I'm going to go ahead and just write my cosine under each piece. So I'm going to have sine of theta over cosine of theta plus cosine of theta over cosine of theta minus, and do the same thing for this side, sine of theta over sine of theta minus cosine theta over sine of theta. Now when you do that, you're going to get this equals 1 and this equals 1. So if I write this out, you get sine of theta over cosine of theta plus 1 minus 1 minus cosine of theta over sine of theta. The reason I did that is now my 1's cancel. Alright? Now, when you get your common denominator here, and I can write this out again. So this is sine of theta over cosine minus cosine theta over sine. Now we're going to get our common denominator, which is cosine of theta times sine of theta. And when you do that, you're just going to cross up here. And that's going to be, this should have been a plus. Sorry, why did I do that? That should be a plus, because when you do the minus, that will turn into a plus. So you get sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta. And that equals 1. So you have 1 over cosine of theta times sine of theta. Now you can go ahead and multiply this by 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So 1 over cosine of theta is secant, and 1 over sine of theta is cosecant. And there's your desired result. See, and if you notice, I made the mistake of not distributing my negative here. So be careful with that. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.